Hello, how's everyone today? Hope you're doing good. I'm doing okay. I am going to talk about something kind of sad, or like super sad, first, but then we're going to do some collage. So a little collage therapy, much needed. Anyone that's been with me for any amount of time, any length of time, that's been following me, knows Artemis. We lost Artemis. He was 20. He was a few months away from his 21st birthday. Artemis was our cat. We lost his sister Luna last year, and yeah, then we just lost him a few weeks ago. He had kidney disease, so I mean, we knew we didn't have long with him, but it was unexpected in that his kidney disease wasn't progressing very fast, and he had just gotten the go-ahead that, you know, he's not even in stage 4 yet. So we kind of took a breath, and it's like, oh wow, we have a while more with him. And then yeah, something else came out of nowhere, and it was quick, and that was that. So yeah, I just want to let people know, yeah, I'm going to miss some yelling in my videos. I'm sure some of you will too. Yeah, so I am going to do some collage today for some relaxation. Yeah, something just kind of mindless and, you know, chill. I'm working in this book. This is a spiral bound quilt book that I covered with some handmade paper. Not my handmade paper, hand printed paper, I guess. Yeah, I had taken the pages out I wanted, but it was mostly country quilts, which really aren't my thing. So, yeah, the rest of it I'm using for collage, and that's great. Pages are a little bit thick, and it's spiral bound, so it lays flat, so I love it. So I'm going to go with this lady today. She's from like a fashion or ad or whatever. Yeah, so I was kind of going to put her here, like on this like bluish. I have a few in this book, a few backgrounds that I just kind of like mosaicked or whatever, pieced together from scraps, just like a masterboard kind of thing. And I just went through, and yeah, I was just using up some scraps and pre-doing some backgrounds kind of thing, because then I can come and, like, you know, put focal images and things on it. But I think I'm going to go with this one actually, because I find she really pops on that one. And I'm going to play up her lipstick, which is like a burgundy, a really dark burgundy. So I've got a couple markers here. I'm not sure quite what I'm going to do. I haven't found anything else, any other elements that I want to go with her. But yeah, so I've got her, the background, and some markers. I was kind of thinking to maybe look through all my little, I mean, that could kind of work. That pink, it's like a rose gold metallic. Happiness. Could do a little found poetry. Happiness and something else. So yeah, found poetry. You just kind of put some. I could put scrumptious, like she's eating this dragonfly. Okay, that's kind of great, isn't it? Scrumptious. I wonder if I have the word nutritious in here. Yeah, I'm totally using that. Isn't that horrible? Am I horrible? Isn't that horrible? Sorry if it grosses you out. I'm just taking a look. So this is my little box of words. And I also have my bread tin of phrases. Scrumptious. That's horrible. Yeah, so I've been trying to keep myself busy, but I'm kind of lost, I guess. Yeah, my routine's all changed and everything, so. Personality. I put in here, these are by far not all of my words, but I put ones in here that I like either the font or the word itself or whatever. It gives me some things to work with here, like a nice sass, scrumptious sass, like a nice selection. Since, because I also have my words, like I have some in envelopes that are sorted by letter alphabetically. But I say that mostly for like specific words. Ooh, graphically scrumptious. I think that works. That works. Yeah, like specifically themed words kind of thing. And Yeah, I know the type of words like I'd go looking for, like, you know, if I was working on something like a specific theme, like, I don't know, like a specific feeling or item or place or whatever, I'd go to those files. So in this, I try to put more like general words, or yeah, neat words, things I figured I'd probably use in collaging. And today I'm just working from my big unsorted bin of images. I didn't get any of my little bins out where everything's all sorted all nice and neat, except for the words. And those weren't sorted nice and neat, but I did them the other day. Graphically scrumptious. So the graphically doesn't really go, especially once I add the purple in there and stuff, but we'll see. Maybe I can actually color over it with the purple. Let's see. I got this one, but I think it's a little too purple. I say purple, but yeah, I'm looking more for burgundy. So, I mean, it does go. Like, it is a purpley burgundy, but I think I'd rather the burgundy. Well, that's not even really burgundy either, right? It's red. Cardinal. Let's see. Let's start. Let's see here. I mean, yeah, it's just red. I don't have a burgundy. That's what I thought this was, because I mean the cap looks more burgundy, but I don't know. Let's try the dry that. So that's a Copic marker, so alcohol marker, and then this is a Sharpie, which are not alcohol, but they're, will I go over that? Oh yeah, okay, good. They're not alcohol markers, but they are permanent, so. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, maybe that works. It does give it a burgundy, doesn't it? Yeah, that's way closer. Okay, so yeah, I'll be doing that. I don't know if I'll do that on camera. I might wait and do that later. What else do we need? Graphically scrumptious. What else do we need? No, I got all kinds of stuff here. I'm gonna put a burb in there, maybe. Maybe this. Just a little bit background. Border. I do like putting weird, neat things in for like borders. I do have a bajillion strips to work with. I mean, I don't really need to put that. I do have the background, but I don't know. I think it looks kind of neat. Or I could make this pop a little more. But I mean, I can make it pop because I am going to do a little multimedia, go through and use some paint markers, I believe. I have some paint pens. So grab my paint pens. Man, I have so much stuff. So many images. Let's see. We'll get some objects to go in here. Oh, look, there's some words in there, which should be over here in that. Oh, yeah, that's right, because this is the bin where I just dumped everything. I don't have anything sorted. Got to get on that. This is kind of cool, too. I like this. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Yeah, that graphically does not go at all with it. The colors of it and everything, but by the time I'm done, it'll go, I think. We'll see. We'll see if I can accomplish it. So I'm just kind of looking, yeah, for some little bits and pieces kind of thing. Okay, this is, gonna dump that back in the bin. What else do we got? I mean, that's kind of cool too, actually. It's from another book, I believe. Okay. So just kind of, yeah, add some border kind of thing around the background. Frame it in. Maybe some little objects or something. I don't know. It doesn't quite cover her eyes, but it is cool, right? Okay. I got so many different things here, but it is fun to go through them. Fun to go through them and choose some bits and pieces. Look at this frog. Isn't he great? How do you travel, croaky old frog? Put him there. I have like a pile of images that are big images that I keep in here because yeah, they'll only fit in this book. So I just kind of put them aside for this book specifically. This is the biggest collage book I currently work in. That's kind of cool, eh? That's like a vintage, like, spotlight. Oh, yeah, I did get a bunch of new vintage stuff. I got this book that had, like, a bunch of pictures in it. It was, like, reproduction, whatever. It was, like, a coffee table book type thing, but it had many, many pictures of vintage things. So I do have a bunch of those in here. So many. They're great to tuck into backgrounds and things, like something like that, like a little card or what have you, like that. Yeah. And these postcards, they're images of postcards, not actual postcards. Okay, maybe. Oh, she's a big one too. Put her over there. It's like this. That's very pretty. Okay, maybe we'll see what we can do with this stuff that I've got here now. Just take a little quick look through this to see. Oh, there's like a sticker stuck on the back of that. Okay. Just a quick look. All right. And we will. I was kind of hoping to find something kind of maybe burgundy-ish, but not really anything in there. I'm not one for burgundy, actually. I don't even really like burgundy, so I don't think I have a lot of burgundy things, which would make sense, I guess, but it's not a color I ever work in. There's some burgundy. No, it's kind of purplish. All right, let's see with this. Oh, sorry. Boop. I forgot that my camera was so low. Okay, this, she's going to cover it, so it'll be there. And we can put the other piece over here. I mean, I could cut it out too, like make it, you know, the scallop, but it's got the red in it, so I'd like to leave it. Oh, this has got some like purpley burgundy. Yeah, more purple, I guess, but it could work. Okay. I am going to put this down because I do know I like that. Oh, wait, maybe I'll wait because I might tuck something in behind it. Yes. Okay. This I might put. Maybe kind of a little purple. I do still really love that though. Very, very nice. Okay. Kind of like that, maybe. A little bit of purple. I can do a little more purple over here. And this is just a thing from Somerset Studio or whatever. They have printables in the middle of the magazine, so you can just use them for your collages and things. And we'll cut off this so I can have the little corner. There we go. There, and it kind of adds purple all the way through. Purpley, burgundy, red-ish. like that. You can go over there because I'm not ready for you yet. Okay, I'm not sure if this one really goes, but I really love it, so I think I'm going to leave it there. As much as I shouldn't probably, but it is what it is. All right, so I'm going to start with that one. Where's my, there it is. My wet wipe for when I inevitably get sticky fingers. Oh, anyone who uses glue sticks, start keeping an eye out because school supplies are starting to go on sale. I got some large ones, Prit they're called, and Lepage, which I believe is a Canadian glue company. They're both good. Yeah, I got some of those the other day. I think it was $1.29 for a big, like 40-gram big stick. And that was a good price. Okay. Now that's going to go right there, so this can slide down. There, I just want to peek in it a little bit. Okay. I got my coffee, but I'm nursing it. It's an iced coffee from Downey's Coffee. We got it at the farmer's market. And I kind of keep forgetting about it, so my iced coffee is no longer iced. It's kind of warm. You guys do that? I get like in a creative groove kind of thing, and I completely forget about whatever I'm supposed to be drinking or eating. I have some cherries too, because cherries are on sale this past week for like $1.29 a pound. That's ridiculous. Lately, the sales, quote unquote, for cherries have been like $3 something a pound, which is, you know, food prices are crazy, right? But yeah, it was like $1.29. That's crazy. So I got some. I love cherries. I'd like to plant a cherry tree, and I just figured out that I think my neighbor has one. So cherry trees, for sweet cherries, they need usually, I believe, a second tree. Some trees you need 2 trees for it to pollinate. Some self-pollinate, so you can get away with 1 tree. But yeah, cherries, at least the sweet cherries, I know, I believe all of them require a second tree. So if my neighbor has a tree, then I might only need to buy 1 tree. And speaking of fruit trees, we were checking out the plants in our front flower bed, and there was a few shrubs, what we thought were shrubs. Yeah, no, that are not shrubs. A couple are these, I forget what they're called, but they're these bushes, but they're actually trees. They grow to giant trees, and they have these beautiful white cascading flowers, almost like a wisteria type thing, like white. Yeah, it's this big kind of fronds of like white flowers. Yeah, it turns out that's a tree that gets like, I don't know, like 20 feet high or something like that. And we're like, oh, why is this in the front flower bed against the house? Then we also found out that there's a tree in there. We thought it was a shrub, but it is definitely a tree, and it's a plum tree. So cherry plum, I think it was called. So that one gets like a ridiculous like size too. I don't know, 40 or something feet or something. So that one's going to go to my sister because we're not big on plums anyway. So for that to take up, you know, we'd have to take it out and move it to the backyard, and then we'd have to get a second one because that one does require 2 to bear fruit. So I gave it to my sister because she has all kinds of space and she's got kids, so she can feed her kids with the plums. And we're not, yeah, I mean, plums are okay. We're not crazy about plums. So I definitely want cherries and pears. We miss having our pear trees that we used to have at our old house. They weren't very big, but every fall we'd get like 3 big laundry baskets full of pears. So I'd be, you know, canning and drying and all kinds of stuff. All right, I'm going to put this lady on there. I may end up eventually breaking out the paints here or something, maybe, if I can't get enough of the enough of the look I want with the markers, but I probably won't do that on camera. What I'll do is I'll be like, okay, no, this page is finished. I'm going to leave it finished. And then like 2 days later, I'll be like, no, okay, it's bugging me. I got to come back and do it. I try to let things be done, but sometimes that's how it goes. Like I just can't forget about it kind of thing. It's like, yeah, got to do it. All right, so we squish it down a little bit. There's a bit of glue. Then I take my glue cap and burnish it. That just means rub it down. You can use like a squeegee thing. You just got to be careful with the squeegees though, because like all these little parts, all these little pieces, you don't want to catch them. So just be careful. That's, oh, see? Yeah, look like that. Because normally I don't use a glue cap with a sharp edge like that. I use one of the rounded ones that's pretty sharp, sharper than I'd normally use. And that's why, because it can catch the, it can catch all the little bits and mess them up, rip them and blah, blah, blah. And just cut off the overhang. Okay, graphically scrumptious. Yeah, I feel like this is going to need like, I don't know. It's going to need some more burgundy-ish back there. Now, I did, let's see. Oh, okay, that's going to take it back off. Okay, so I'm not worried about the blue. I am going to go over the blue, but I'll do that with a paint marker, like maybe metallic or something. But for now, so yeah, this collage page has turned into a mixed media page. C'est la vie. That's the way I roll. You never know. I mean, not like I ever really had pages planned out ahead of time, but even if I'm like, okay, I'm going to do some collaging, yeah, sometimes that can definitely veer off into something else. And this is just kind of out of necessity because I don't have burgundy like markers and things. Whoops, I totally went right over that. Do this. Oh, I'm going to put the cover back on this since I'm not using that for a bit. Or I might be done using that actually. But all right. I feel like I probably have some ink or something I could probably like, I don't know, splash onto the page or something. Yeah, look, making a big mess. I need to slow down. Be careful. Bull in a china shop here. Okay. This covers it nicely. The Copic marker. It's a shame. I have these and they're like super expensive. They're meant for like drawing, but I don't draw with them. I just use it for stuff like this. I got most of them for a really good price though, so yeah. I used to draw once in a while with them, but when I used to do ATCs, but I haven't done ATCs in quite a few years now, so yeah. Okay. Graphically. We'll add a little, yeah, it definitely darkens it. It does give it like, you can see the marks though, but that's fine. Whatever. It's just for my book. My own book, not for someone else. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe like metallic. We've got some like silver and like gunmetal kind of like hematite kind of black going on, so maybe something like that. Maybe I don't use silver a lot. Gold is usually my go-to for metallic paint pens. I don't know why, because like in real life or whatever, like in my actual life, I prefer silver over gold, yellow gold. Like my wedding set is white gold, not yellow gold. So I don't know, it's weird. In art, I like gold better. And plus I'm on a rose gold kick lately. I absolutely adore rose gold. It's so pretty. Okay. Come on. It's a little sticky. Not quite dry. I think what happens too is, especially with the Copic markers, they kind of like activate the ink that's already there. So it makes that a little sticky kind of thing. I mean, plus my fingers are kind of sticky from the glue. Actually, that's probably all it is glue stickiness. Making a mess. Making messes and having fun. Okay. I love to just sit and do some collage, kind of mindless, you know. Nothing stressful. So relaxing. Graphically scrumptious. Okay, maybe I'm gonna kind of let that dry, I guess. And this I will put down. Oh, there's some, yeah, okay. If you're gonna do that, wipe up glue. Don't do it if your wet wipe is your baby wipe is super wet. Like this is pretty dry. It's just slightly damp, because it'll, especially with thin magazine paper like that, it'll totally make it warp, and sometimes you can rip it and blah blah blah. So just be very careful if you're wiping off the glue. See, since I'm short, I can't see. I gotta see if it's, that's pretty straight. Maybe a little bit this way. Okay. Perfect. Okay. All right, what are we gonna do? Graphically scrumptious. So first, I think I'm gonna go around scrumptious to tie that together. I'm gonna use the brush, and that just bled into that. So you never know how paper's gonna react. Like this is a magazine paper, but it bled right into it, right onto that S. So yeah, if you're kind of picky about stuff like that, make sure you test a bit. Test first, because you never know how materials are going to react. They can react differently from one type of paper to the next, for sure. Oh, and that was me. I put that, I just went right over it. Scrumptious. What a good word, scrumptious. Not a great word. Scrumptious. There we go. And I'll probably go over that a second time, actually. I mean, it's not really dry yet, but just see if we can get a little more alcohol ink on there. There we go. And you can see how it looks different on different types of paper too. Like this paper here, the bingo thing, it was like a die cut or something, like, you know, one of the printed ones that you get in like a kit or whatever. So it was flat paper, it wasn't shiny at all, so it absorbed it, and it looks darker than the magazine paper, this bit here. So it's kind of neat to see how it affects different or how things work differently on different surfaces. All right, metallics. Yes, I have my little cup of paint pens, white and metallic. So do I want to do silver? Yeah, silver makes sense, right? I never use silver Sharpies. Now this page I haven't collaged on it yet, so I'm fine just with this because it's going to be covered up. But I do try to, usually I'll use like a drop sheet, just a piece of paper that, you know, I can use to scribble on and test out pens on and things. Okay, that's not bad. I think this might be the one here. Let's see. No, that's not bad either. Let's try that. Now, the only thing is, will it? Okay, no. I'm going to need to go with the paint pen because the Sharpie isn't pigmented enough. It's kind of translucent. And this might be too, actually, because usually metallic colors are kind of translucent. But let's see here. We will see. So, yeah, it won't cover that blue in graphically. Yeah, and this is having... I'm going to have to do a couple coats of this. Another way to do it, though, is for silver, you can do it in either black or white. and that'll help it pop out more too. So you do like, I go over this in black or white first and then in silver. But I mean, I'm also fine doing just a couple layers of silver. It all depends on your paint pen too, how pigmented it is. These are the dollar store ones, Dollarama, but they're actually pretty good for pigmentation. Okay. Our heat wave is finally, well, not really broken. It's still really hot, but we've got a nice breeze at least now. Oh, it's been like up in the 30s Celsius, and that's ridiculous. That is absolutely, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Sorry, Americans. But yeah, it's been warm. I love me some paint pens. They're like totally, at this point, they're probably my favorite craft room tool or supply. They're just fantastic. Especially if you do anything mixed media, because yeah, if you've got like a page you painted, you know, a background with like acrylic paints or whatever, or watercolor paints, anytime you use a regular marker, like whether it be Sharpie or even Copic, I believe, anything like that, it will ruin the tip of it. It like dries it up or whatever, it like seals the tip. But paint markers go over top of what's there, so it doesn't, sometimes you can kind of pick up color or something, but really, usually, as long as the stuff is dry underneath it, yeah, it'll pretty well go on top of everything. Or anything. I mean, don't take my word for it. Like if you're, you know, you're testing it out on something, you want to use it on something, test it out first, of course. But it also, yeah, usually when you buy paint pens, they don't have to be Poscas, by the way. Poscas are the big name brand, but oh, they're expensive. And I was under the impression that Poscas were refillable. You could refill them, but that is not correct. So yeah, I mean, these are from Dollarama, and they're almost as good as the Poscas. The only thing is I have to kind of keep kind of shaking it to keep it going. Poscas, like, you can just write forever, and you don't need to reshake them or whatever. But, I mean, that's not a big deal. So, yeah, this brand, the Crafts for All, was pretty decent. And then there was this brand, too, from the Dollarama. Artist Series. That's not bad. Not too bad at all. Especially, you know, I'm just using it for journaling and collaging and things like that. My own personal, you know, art journals and things. So it's not absolutely the best, it's okay. Okay. I wonder if do I have a silver gel pen? I don't think I do. I need to get me some gel pens. I'm running low on gel pens. I wasn't thinking I should have bought some. They had them on sale a couple of weeks ago at Michael's. Buy one, get one 40% off. So I went in and they didn't really have much left, kind of thing. I did get some open stock ones, but yeah, I didn't get any sets, but they were included too. I should have gotten, yeah, but I guess, yeah, they didn't have really much of anything I wanted. But if I could get, yeah, maybe some silver and, okay, graphically scrumptious. And I'm just going to kind of go around this. I like my messy little scribbly lines to frame it in. Oops. Okay. There, that kind of ties it together with this little rhinestone dragonfly here. Okay, and I am going to go around that, I think, oops, with this as well. Yeah. I might call it done, but I'm definitely going to come back to this, I think, and add, I don't know. I don't know if I'm just going to add some more doodles maybe, or, yeah, or maybe I'll do that now. I'm just gonna do some, maybe some, yeah, doodles, just to kind of bring it together. So yeah, this is very translucent, transparent Copic marker, so that's kind of neat. I can still see all the texture behind. That's what I love about these mosaic backgrounds. Like there's so much different like pattern and texture. So it adds lots of interest. Plus it uses up scraps. I get, you know, overwhelmed with scraps, and that's a good way to get rid of them, just like making masterboards. I do those too. So a masterboard, if you're not aware, is you just take a piece of paper. I usually just use computer paper, like, you know, scrap computer paper, and you just glue your bits of paper scraps to it, and you make like a mosaic kind of thing and use it as a background. So people, you can just do that, glue the paper down, or some people go further and they decorate it, like when it's still a big board, they'll, like, you know, rubber stamp or you know, do some painty paper techniques on it, like stenciling and things, and then they cut it up to use it. You can use it for tags or ATC backgrounds. I've done some before where I did ATC backgrounds, which is cool because if you want to make a series of cards, they all have similar backgrounds. Like if you do the whole thing, like I did, you know, the stamping and everything all over it. So yeah, they all kind of went together as a set. Like they obviously were very similar. And then I just did, you know, different things on the front of them, and it made kind of a set, or it made it all cohesive. There we go. Word I was looking for. There. We'll do a little bit. Okay, what do you guys think? We getting there? No, I'm gonna have to go around her. I always have to go around the focal point, the subject. Even if I don't intend to, I'm gonna use the, hang on. Let's see how this goes. Okay, that's not bad. Sharpie works really good on, like, yeah, magazine page, I find, like shinier paper. Okay, that's not really working at all. Well, that one's like, I didn't get anything on it, but maybe it's just at the end of its life. Blah. These aren't very good. I thought they were better, but yeah, they might be dried out because I haven't used them forever. I never really used them to begin with, but yeah, they're pretty old. Okay. I find the only thing with these, yeah, they kind of get, like, it kind of starts getting a little transparent because the pigment isn't coming out, the like the mica powder, the shimmery part, metallic part. And I don't know how much actual color it has in it. I don't know if these, like, they must have some gray color too, not just the metallicness of the, like, the metallic. But yeah, I don't know how much because it does look kind of transparent. You got to give it a shake to mix it up. But I mean, that's the same with, you know, if you're using metallic paints or anything too, or even just regular paints, you know, you got to give it a shake, mix it up as things settle. Okay. Maybe I'll come in with some black too. She's very, like, yeah, very gothy and dark kind of look. So I've got the burgundy / red in there, darker red. Maybe I'll come in with some black and do a little more mark making kind of thing. What do you think? Black paint pen. Now, these are not just paint pens. This is like my microns and things like that. I've got all kinds of things in here. I don't use these ones. These are like old paint pens, like old school. Like they stink and they're, you know, like modern paint pens are way better. I don't know why it took so long for paint pens to catch on, because they've been around forever, but it's like we haven't used them in really like general crafting until just, you know, the recent last few years or whatever. I think it was COVID that boosted paint pens, because everyone started doing the rock art, like drawing on rocks and abandoning them, like abandoned art. So I think that might be where that started. But yeah, now they're everywhere. And I mean, they're fantastic. I find that happens once in a while. It's like a craft supply that's been around forever, and then, you know, it's discovered by like a different type of crafter or whatever. Like it's not so specific. Or it's used, ends up being used, yeah, for more popular, widely popular crafts. So this is just mark making, just to add interest and to tie the background together so it's all kind of cohesive, because, yeah, it's all the nice kind of beige, but this kind of brings it all together with her pretty lips. Yeah, I like doing this. It's like doodling, right? That's exactly what it is. It's doodling. Add interest to your page. Around there. I'm going to cover up that yellow too. I don't know what I'm going to do for that, but that's getting covered up. Yeah, that blue and the yellow. The blue's pretty well covered up, pretty good with one coat of the silver, but I'll be doing a second one. Scrumptious. Okay. We'll do like a cross there. I'm going to come in and maybe do like a little bit. Add a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, don't be afraid to just, you know, kind of scribble around and make it up as you go along. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll come in and do the, there we go. That second coat of silver. That gets it. And what I might do actually is this yellow is like a drop shadow. I might actually just fill it in, like cover it up with black or white. Let's see. This is the new one. Acrylic. The Dollarama. It's supposed to be metallic, but yeah, I guess. Well, I don't know if it's metallic, but that works pretty good. There we go. There. And you gotta let it dry completely before doing a second coat, or else you're just gonna take it right back off. There. So see, get rid of parts you don't want. Boop. Just turn them into the background here. Blend them right into the background. And that works. How about that? You can always, if you don't have paint pens, you can always do this with acrylic paint too, or like markers, Sharpies. Sharpies usually, Sharpies work pretty good for stuff like this too. Back when I was, yeah, kind of started drawing ATCs and stuff, Sharpies were known as the poor man's Copics. But Sharpie, they jumped on the bandwagon. Like, that's when they started to have all kinds of different colors and things. They're like, oh, people are buying these as a cheap alternative to Copic markers. Sweet. Let's offer all the colors. So kudos to Sharpie for being on that trend. Okay. Yeah, this looks so much better. Take out the yellow. Boom. And again, once it dries, I'll come in and just touch up. There's like a few little bits and pieces where it still shows through. Okay, boom. Okay. Let's see here. We'll do a little bit white in it too. I think I kind of want more black, but we'll see how it looks. I can just keep doing it too, keep adding. All right. Do a little doodle over here. Okay. Add a little bit more in here. Okay. What do you guys think? Call it done, maybe? Almost done. The only thing left is I'll go back over it with the silver paint pen again. All right, I'm gonna call it done. All right, so thanks for joining me for an afternoon, or not a whole afternoon, for like 45 minutes of collage. All right, till next time. Hope you have a crafty weekend, and thanks for stopping by. Bye.